Vale, ya deberíamos estar en directo. Dejarme que lo compruebe. A ver si se escucha. Vale, ya debería. Parece que se escucha. Ok, vale, pues dejo esto aquí. Y nada, vamos a darle un poquillo al Genshin Impact. Que han metido el nuevo banner de Ganyu. Nuevo personaje arquera de hielo. Y han metido con ella, aparte de su banner, una misión legendaria. Para conocer al personaje, básicamente. Entonces... Vale, ¿cuál va a ser la idea? La idea va a ser tirar al banner de Ganyu, que podemos hacerlo yo creo que incluso lo primero, porque además tiene posibilidades de que te salga Xianling y Noel, que son personajes que me interesan. Sí, entonces la idea será tirar al banner de Ganyu. Luego tenemos en eventos, tenemos una misión para conocer al personaje, básicamente, que también la haremos. Es una misión de estas legendarias. Las últimas misiones legendarias que hice creo que fueron de Diluc y Venti, creo recordar, y eran bastante aburridas, en mi opinión. Las misiones legendarias te cuentan ahí un rollo increíble y al final las misiones luego son muy aburridas de ir a tal punto, ir a este otro punto, hablar con esta persona, no sé qué, y luego te meten en un dominio que vale, el dominio pues está bien porque pruebas al personaje, pero ya está, es un dominio en el que pruebas al personaje y el resto te están soltando un rollo espectacular. Pero bueno, y luego tenemos aquí las nuevas sensaciones para probar a Ganyu y para probar a Chinkyu, que es este espadachín de agua. Creo que lo primero que va a ser probar. eh, Vamos a probar con las nuevas sensaciones. Vamos a probar al personaje, a ver cómo es. Más o menos he estado informándome un poco y de cómo funciona y tal. Pero hasta que no tienes la posibilidad de probarla, realmente luego nunca lo sabes. Entonces, vamos a ver. Tenemos a Ganyu, a Bárbara y a Kaella. Nivel 80. Vale. La idea es, quiero ver del personaje. En primer lugar, los ataques. Tenemos ataque normal, realiza 6 disparos consecutivos con el arco. Con el ataque cargado realiza un disparo preciso que inflige mayor daño y tiene mayor precisión. Mientras se apunta, una aura helada se acumulará en la punta de la flecha antes de que ésta sea disparada. Sus efectos serán distintos dependiendo de cuánto tiempo se ha cargado. Con una carga dispara una flecha congelada que inflige daño crío. Con 2 cargas dispara una flecha helada que inflige daño crío. Al golpear al objetivo, la flecha explotará y crea una explosión de escarcha que inflige daño crío en área. Y luego el ataque descendiente, siempre lo mismo. Entonces la idea es esto, que tenemos 2 cargas. Con una carga hace el disparo normal y con una segunda carga de la flecha hace además luego una explosión. Luego el ataque de la E es esta flor, la senda de Chilin, que lo que hace es que Ganyu da un salto hacia atrás para dejar un loto de hielo, evitando toda impureza, infligiendo daño crítico crío en área. Loto de hielo provoca continuamente a los enemigos que lo rodean, atrayéndolos para que lo ataquen. La resistencia del loto es proporciona la vida máxima de Ganyu y explota cuando es destruido o una vez terminada su duración, infligiendo daño crío en área. Básicamente es eso. Puedes esquivar hacia atrás y dejas un cepo, dejas una planta ahí de cepo que atrae a los enemigos y cuando los enemigos la destruyen explota y hace daño de hielo en área. Es un poco como la E de Amber, que Amber lo que deja es como una muñeca de fuego y cuando la rompen los enemigos al cabo de un tiempo explota y hace daño de fuego. Pues esto es básicamente lo mismo, solo que además esquivas hacia atrás. O sea que imagino que la pones en el sitio, la flor. No puedes apuntar como con Amber. Con Amber puedes apuntar y decir, vale, quiero dejar la flor en este sitio. O sea, la flor, la muñeca esta. Y la dejas en un sitio y la puedes lanzar incluso si quieres dejarla lejos. Pero esta parece que no. Esta parece que la dejas en el sitio en el que estás ahora mismo. Haces un dash hacia atrás y la flor se queda donde estabas tú. Y luego por último el ataque de la ulti, la Q. Tenemos el diluvio celestial, dice fusiona nieve y escarcha en una atmósfera para invocar una perla de hielo sagrada que exorciza también el mal. Mientras dure la habilidad, la perla hará llover continuamente fragmentos de hielo que golpean al enemigo. Vale, básicamente como se veía mucho en los vídeos, tienes como un área, creas un círculo enorme y en ese círculo, dentro de ese círculo, empiezan a caer de forma aleatoria, creo que es aleatoria, empiezan a caer carambanos de hielo. Y ya está, y hacen daño críos y golpean y listo. Corazón Indiviso. Tras lanzar una flecha helada, aumenta un 20% la probabilidad de crítico de la siguiente flecha helada y de la explosión de escarcha causada por ella. Bastante bien. Armonía de hielo. Los personajes del equipo dentro del área de diluvio celestial, que es la ulti, obtienen un 20% de daño crío. Vale, o sea, está interesante tirar la ulti y imagino que cambiar a Kaella en el equipo que tenemos ahora mismo. Y luego arco de reposo nivel 1 recupera el 15% de los minerales utilizados en la fabricación de arcos. Vale. Bueno, luego Bárbara y Kaella ya los conocemos. Las constelaciones. Con la primera constelación reducen un 15% la resistencia crío de los enemigos golpeados por una flecha helada de carga 2 o una explosión de escarcha durante 6 segundos. Además, al golpear a un enemigo, Ganyu recupera 2 puntos de energía elemental. Este efecto solo puede activarse una vez cada flecha helada, dependientemente de dicha flecha helada, como la explosión de escarcha golpea al enemigo. Vale, está bastante bien, porque básicamente con este personaje te interesa mucho hacer ataques cargados. Entonces, a medida que vas haciendo ataques cargados, reduces su resistencia de los enemigos, lo cual está bastante bien, durante 6 segundos. Pero vamos, como vas a estar continuamente tirando flechas, esos 6 segundos realmente, a menos que cambies de personaje y tal, pero 6 segundos básicamente, con que tires una flecha cada 5 segundos al enemigo, tiene constantemente la reducción de daño, de resistencia, perdón. Y luego además vas recuperando energía elemental para la ulti, o sea que bastante bien. La auspiciosa aumenta en 1 las cargas de senda de Chillín. ¿Senda de Chillín era lo de la flor? ¿O era la ulti? Era lo de la flor. Aumenta en 1 las cargas. ¿A qué se refiere con las cargas? ¿Puedes tirar 2 flores? ¿O cómo va? Semi color de la resistencia proporcional explota cuando es destruido. No sé a qué se refiere exactamente con las cargas. ¿Que tarda menos? Quizá tarda menos en cargarse la ulti. No lo sé. Aumenta el nivel de la habilidad de la ulti. Puede ser aumentado hasta nivel 15. Los enemigos que estén en el área de la ulti reciben daño adicional. Este efecto se fortalece con el tiempo. El daño comienza con un 5% adicional y aumenta en un 5% cada 3 segundos hasta un máximo de 25%. Bastante bien. Con la ulti, a medida que va pasando el tiempo de la ulti, vas haciendo más daño. Aumenta el nivel de la habilidad de la flor. Y por último, la Clemente utiliza senda de Chillín. Hace que durante 30 segundos de que uses la flor, no se recupera la carga de la siguiente flecha helada. Hace que durante 3 segundos no se requiera... no se requiera cargar la siguiente flecha helada. Eso está rotísimo, ¿no? O sea, cuando dice que no se requiere cargar, entiendo que en lugar de 2 cargas, basta con una carga. O que directamente puedes hacer ataques normales. Porque si esto significa que puedes hacer ataques normales y que cuenten como ataques de carga 2, eso está bastante roto, ¿eh? Pero bueno, vamos a probarla. ¿Tienes la idea? Tenemos aquí el combo de... Ese es su combo normal, 6 golpes. Y luego tenemos el ataque con una carga. Ahí está, daño crío y 2 cargas, 1, 2. Se carga bastante rápido la segunda. Carga bastante rápido. Vale. Vamos a probarla. Madre mía, ese daño, ¿no? Dejo ahí el cebo. Y ahora como los enemigos se juntan, tiro esto. Madre mía el daño que hace, ¿no? A ver, es un rollo el hecho de que pues tengas que estar cargando cada ataque. No puedes spamear ataques a lo loco. Vamos a probar la ulti. Claro, y si tiro esto en medio, los enemigos se quedan ahí en medio. Puedo combinarlo con este de Kaella. Bueno, bastante OP. Bastante OP. Así a primera vista. Así a primera vista parece que está bastante OP. También te dan el personaje a nivel 80 con todo leveleado. Entonces, obviamente, pues se nota. A nivel 80 con los talentos a nivel 8, pues claro, hace bastante daño. Vale, vamos a coger la recompensa, las 20 protogemas. Y luego tenemos este para probar a Chinkyu, que ya lo tengo realmente. Pero bueno, vamos a hacerlo rápido en un momento para conseguir la recompensa y fuera. Entonces, después de esto hacemos la misión legendaria y por último tiro de banner, ¿no? Vale, con esto los puedo mojar y ahora con Kaella los congelo. Madre mía el daño. Madre mía el daño. Madre mía el daño que hace. Espectacular. Los personajes a nivel 80 todos son buenos. Da igual que sean de 4 estrellas, de 3, de 5, de 6. Todos los personajes, si los tienes a nivel bastante leveleado, al final todos son buenísimos. Vale, pues una vez hecho esto, vamos a coger la recompensa. Además necesito los libros de experiencia, me vienen bastante bien. Y vamos a... Hago ya la misión legendaria, creo, no sé si tenía pendiente hacer algo más. Tenemos el garchapón para tirar del banner, la misión legendaria y creo que no tenía así pendiente de hacer nada más, así que vamos a la misión legendaria. La bestia iluminada del mar de nubes. Las 3 secretarias que trabajan en la cámara de Jade ahora están en la terraza Yunjin. Parece que algo las tiene preocupadas. Vale, pues vamos a la terraza, estamos aquí en Liyue y tenemos que subir ahí arriba. Entonces vamos a hacer TP. Ah, bueno, con la experiencia esta podría hacer algún que otro boss después. Sí, farmear bosses seguramente. Sea lo que haga. Vale, vamos a ver qué tenemos por aquí. Me parece aquí el icono para coger las plantas. Voy a coger las plantas estas. Voy a asegurarme que no me deje... Vale, voy a coger las plantas porque tengo la misión semanal de coger objetos típicos de Liyue. Entonces si puedo coger todas estas flores, pues para ese desafío semanal me vienen perfectas. Listo. Hay más por allí, pero bueno, tampoco voy a... Vale, no tenemos que ir.
It's shocking how much work there is to do, even for the 3 of us.
And she's been handling it alone all along. The Qixing secretary clearly isn't an ordinary person. It's so frustrating.
You're just...
Aren't you Ningguang's servants? How come you're here?
We are Miss Ningguang's private secretaries, not servants.
Have you seen Miss Ganyu, Traveler? It has been several days since Ganyu left for Joyun Karst. She's the general secretary of the Liyue Qixing. We've only taken over her responsibilities until she gets back.
Even though the Qixing have made peace with the Adepti after the latter had denounced Liyue, they still want to pay their respects to the Illuminated Ones. They commissioned Ganyu as their envoy to deliver a letter to Joyun Karst and bring the Adepti the latest news about the crisis. Still, Ganyu should have been back to her usual responsibilities by now, but she's disappeared without a trace.
Is that so? Maybe Ganyu just took a little detour. Who can blame her after working so hard?
I'm afraid it's not very likely. Ever since we met Ms. Ganyu, she's been nothing but the most conscientious person in all of Liyue. Even when it's time for her annual leave, Ms. Ganyu stays on duty at Yuehai Pavilion saying there is still so much to do. She couldn't possibly be using her mission as an excuse to slack off.
Oh, Paimon sees how it is. But she's half Adeptus. She wouldn't get in trouble, right? Why do you look so upset?
It's because of this absurd workload of hers. When we first heard the three of us would be taking over for Miss Ganyu, we thought it would simply be a matter of changing our work environment.
We couldn't have imagined that Miss Ganyu's daily workload far exceeds what the three of us are used to doing.
Speaking of Joyun Karst, Traveler, I've heard that you can go in and out of there as you please.
Of course! We've been there lots of times!
That's good news. Could you go to Joyun Karst and find Miss Ganyu for us? Preferably before we collapse under this workload. We're saved. I remember Miss Ganyu said that she'd be visiting Cloud Retainer's abode. You might as well start looking for her there.
It's about time she came back to work. Otherwise...
No, perhaps we should go to Lady Ningguang first and bring up our overtime pay again.
Mar de nubes, mar de humanos.
So Ganyu left to visit Cloud Retainer. Doesn't
Busca a
she
Ganyu
live
en
in
los
Mount
alrededores de la
Alpha?
montaña.
We should hurry up. Paimon hopes we can...
Vale, tenemos que ir a la montaña aquí. A esa zona de ahí. Vale, pues vamos a hacer aquí. Vamos a hacer TP. Y planeamos hacia el norte. A ver dónde estará esta Ganyu. Por esta zona hay objetos. Si son las plantas... Si es Corlapis no me importa mucho. No son estas plantas las que busco. Necesito las plantas con las que se levelea a Aquí. Entonces si veo alguna planta de esas la iré a coger, pero si no, no. Son las plantas estas que están normalmente en las paredes rocosas. Vale, vamos a buscar a Ganyu.
Person standing over there. That's Ganyu.
Bueno, ha
We
sido
finally
fácil.
found her.
Vamos a ver.
Ganyu, here you are.
You two. I did not expect to meet you here. Is it official or private affairs that bring you here? I shouldn't. I have left the human world. Please contact the Yuehai Pavilion regarding matters concerning the commercial port.
Huh? You don't want to be the Qixing secretary anymore? But they're all waiting for you to come back.
That's why you're here? You want me to come back? I'm afraid you came here in vain.
What? Did something happen?
The clouds fold and unfold. The tide ebbs and flows. It was meant to be. When the Adepti entrusted humans with overseeing Liyue, I knew it was only a matter of time until I had to leave. My Adepti blood makes me unwelcome in Liyue Harbor. I delivered the letter and came back to Liyue Harbor, only to discover that I had been replaced by Baiwen, Baishao, and Baishu. Perhaps that mission of mine was just a pretext to remove me. Since the Qi-Sing gave me a chance to leave with dignity, I decided to be tactful as well. I appreciate your kindness, but there's no need for your words of comfort. After 1,000 years away, I came back to Jueyun Karst. Looking at the clouds floating among the mountains brings me peace of mind. I feel better now.
But...
Who disturbs the peace of these mountains?
Cloud Retainer, we're terribly sorry. We just...
One merely jests. One felt your presence the moment you set foot upon this land.
Wow, you Adepti really are impressive.
Come here to chat about the old times with Ganyu. It looks like you get along quite well. A matter leaves you at an impasse then. Not to worry. One is exceptional at seeking avenues for conversation. One has been one's own companion in idle talk for many a year. Yes. Since you are Ganyu's friends, tales from her youth shall one apprise you of, perhaps?
Oh, Cloud Retainer.
Nothing to be ashamed of. You were so cute as a child. One is most certain that your friends would like to hear of it.
Oh, Paimon wants to hear it.
Little Ganyu loved when the horns on the top of her head were caressed. When one was still taking care of her, one was pestered most often to touch her horns. She was elsewise loath to sleep.
Wow.
Plump she was back then. Why, when she stumbled while we ascended the mountain, she would roll down to the bottom like a little ball. The day Ganyu bumped into a pilgrim was the first time she saw a real human in the flesh. So fearful she was that she hid in a rock's cleft for 2 days and nights. One found her wailing of a monster she had seen.
Cloud Retainer? Forget it. It's about time for my training. I will take my leave.
Creo que enojaste a Ganyu, no debiste haber contado esa historia.
One's intention was merely to relieve the awkward tension.
And you did the exact opposite. Impressive.
Be that so? But returning to Ganyu, most gladdened one is of your arrival. One cannot help but feel that remaining in Jueyun Karst shall not be good for her. One will tell you more about her, if you should permit it. Most benevolent among all Adepti are the Qilin. They drink only spring water and eat only whole grain. But perhaps the mountainous dwellings of Adepti in Jueyun Karst might be too lonely for her human side. Under moonlight did one see her last. She stood by the precipice's edge, and upon the mist-veiled mountains she gazed. Her thin figure was immersed in the vast sea of clouds. One noticed her loneliness, and sought to convince her to go back to the human world. But just then, she said thus.
Liyue Harbor feels even lonelier than Jueyun Karst. When I look at the sea of clouds in Jueyun Karst, I merely feel the loneliness of a solitary cloud gazer. When I step into the sea of people in Liyue, I feel the loneliness of an inhuman that doesn't belong in the human world.
One did, by chance, hear this much of Ganyu's thoughts. Alone, she will find her predicament hard to conquer. One hopes that you will accompany her.
Oh, Retainer's right. We can't leave Ganyu depressed like that. Besides, Liyue hasn't given up on her. She's got it all wrong. Anyways, what's that training Ganyu was talking about?
She has sought to reclaim her Adeptus side since returning to Jueyun Karst. At her behest, one has organized training for her to achieve that end. She should be in the southern part of Mount Aozang right now, preparing for the trial.
Huh. Is that so? Let's go take a look then.
Pues nada, oye, si tan sola se siente que me salga en el banner. Primera tirada que hago del banner, me sale Ganyu y ya está, y se viene a mi equipo. No hay problema. Que me toquen el banner y todo solucionado. Vamos a ver dónde está Ganyu.
So here you are, Ganyu.
Why did you come here?
¿Qué vamos a hacerle compañía? Nos gustaría entregar... Vamos a hacerle compañía, ¿no? Ya que se siente sola.
Humans should not remain in the realm of Adepti for too long. Considering the kindness you have shown me, I can let you stay for the Adeptus training.
Yay!
This trial was prepared by Cloud Retainer. Its goal is to help me feel like an Adeptus again.
Vamos a tener
The
que
training
planear.
is much to her signature style. I hope it won't make it seem like she is too unaware of the abilities of others.
Is it difficult?
No, I'm aware of your strength, Traveler. The power hidden within you is not inferior to mine. If you're ready, we shall begin the training.
Vamos a tener que pegar enemigos o volar. Presiona R para entrar en modo de puntería. Ah. 1, 2. ¿No le he dado? Pensé que lo había dado.
There's a lot of gliding around. It does feel like something Cloud Retainer would come up with.
Me hizo un poco de daño ahí, pero bueno. Estamos bien. ¿Ahora qué? No, mierda, hice mal el planeo. Vale, creo que no pasa nada. A ver, quiero... Joder. La perspectiva me trolea ahora. Vale, vamos a disparar a esto. Se está moviendo. Otro allí. Y el otro allí. Creo que le doy. ¿No le doy?
Wow, Ganyu's a really awesome shooter.
Vale.
If you could see through the eyes of an Adeptus, you wouldn't be so surprised.
Vale, a ver. Voy a tener cuidado porque está en movimiento. Ah, y me quitan el túnel. Bien. No esperaba que me fuesen a quitar eso. Vale, subimos. Montaña Julao. Vale, vamos a disparar a esto. Y ese de ahí creo que no lo tengo a tiro. No, fuck, retraso. ¿Puedo subir? Vale, menos mal. Vale, aquí tengo que hacer el ataque cargado para dar a los 3. Y ya estaría.
We've completed the task. What do you think? I agree. You possess many qualities similar to those of Adepti, despite having none of their blood.
Ganyu, what were you planning to do once your training was over?
The training's not over yet. The part prepared by Cloud Retainer is only the first trial.
Huh? So there are more trials prepared by other Adepti?
No. The only Adeptus who can unlock my true potential is
Who is it?
Conqueror of Demons.
Huh. So it's Xiao. That cold-hearted loner? How come he's prepared a trial for you?
Xiao es el siguiente personaje que va a salir.
I found him unapproachable at first too. But I believe that being able to face him is an important part of my homecoming. He's already waiting for me. Come along if you're interested.
Of course we are. Let's go.
A la conexión a los alrededores de la montaña. Vale, me está saliendo que hay materiales. Que creo que va a ser corlapis. En esta zona hay corlapis, ¿verdad? Sí. A ver, corlapis también lo necesito. Las cosas como son, también necesito el corlapis. Pero oye, si me dan las flores que necesito para levelear a Kiki, pues mejor. Vale, me voy a parar aquí a coger todo esto. Vale, tenemos que ir aquí. Creo que tardó menos. Creo que lo más rápido es hacer TP y planear desde arriba. Vale, tengo que ir hacia el sur. Al árbol. No quiero activar el combate contra el mago. No me apetece, la verdad, ahora mismo pelearme contra el mago ese. Vamos a ver a Xiao. Xiao creo que es de tipo anemo. Tiene una lanza y es anemo. Por lo que he visto, como que si utiliza el ataque de la E pierde vida mientras se está golpeando o algo así. No sé, como, por lo visto hace como muchísimo daño, pero va perdiendo vida a medida que ataca.
I'm sorry. I had a meeting with Cloud Retainer.
I don't need your explanations and don't require any mutual understanding between us. I'm just helping you with your training. That's all.
Xiao is such a strict teacher.
You're neither an Adeptus nor a human, always treading the line between the two worlds. It must create a lot of confusion. Instead of explaining yourself to me, you should face your true self.
I have nothing to hide.
The body and the mind are one. If something worries your mind, your body can help you find a solution. The trial I've prepared for you will explore the true potential of your body.
Yes. I'm ready.
Vale, ya podemos controlar a Ganyu. Vamos a ver qué hay que hacer. Completa la prueba de Xiao, que es esto de aquí. Pues vamos al lío.
The trial's begun. I can feel it in the air.
Protege el monolito. Bastante espectacular el daño que hace. ¿No le he dado? Con esto puedo usar dos plantas, sí. Es que no tengo que hacer nada. Encima está lloviendo. Es eso, como está lloviendo no tengo que hacer nada, simplemente se congelan solos.
We're way behind schedule. We're way behind schedule. Born of ice and frost. Access denied. Born of ice and frost. For Rex Lapis.
¿No se congelan?
Next on the access denied. Going in. Here we go.
¿Dónde está? Ah, vale, está ahí.
Access denied.
A touch of frost. Submit for judgment. Force my blade.
Debería...
We're way behind. I can fix this. Glaze over.
Force my blade.
Listo. Vale. Vale, habla con Xiang. Pues vamos a hablar con Xiang. Digo, ya nada, tirando un par de flechas, como está lloviendo, los enemigos se congelan y fácil. Pero ya cuando han salido 9 plantas de esas de fuego, digo, igual... igual tengo que usar otros
I've
personajes.
completed your trial.
You don't have to report back to me. Seeking other people's validation won't benefit your training.
Joder, qué puto borde,
Only
¿no?
you can evaluate the result of this trial. You'll progress faster that way.
Understood.
Xiao always has such strong opinions.
From tomorrow on, I'll start raising the difficulty of your training, so you'll have to...
I have to do what?
Another one of those pesky visitors. I'll leave him to you, Ganyu. It's also a part of your training.
Pesky visitor? So even here there are those that Xiao can't deal with?
Oh heavens! Blessed be Rex Lapis! I've finally come upon the Adepti. Are all of you the Adepti of this mountain? Great! My name's Sin Chung. I came to ask for your merciful blessings, O Adepti. I beg of you, please grant me luck, wealth, and a good career.
Oh, so it's a pilgrim. Huh. He can handle any battle, but talking to strange humans is a different story, huh?
I am also one of the Adepti. You can say that I'm an Adeptus in training.
Perfect. I didn't come in vain then. Although you sound a bit half-hearted. Doesn't matter. What blessings can you grant me?
Wow, straight to the point, huh?
Dear Pilgrim, you shouldn't jump to conclusions. Adepti don't help every pilgrim for free.
For free? Do you mean that you charge people for the blessings of the Adepti?
That's not what I meant. What I'm trying to say is that everything should be earned through hard work and earnest living. It would be unfair to other people if you got everything you wanted for no reason.
Hold on. I've heard this all before. You're just like my old man, always nagging me.
Your father must have experienced it firsthand. The lives of the common folk are riddled with hardships, but are also full of joy. A person of your age should focus on work and family, instead of chasing after fairy tales.
Are you a real Adeptus? Why do you speak and behave like us city folk? You sure you're not one of those swindlers who pose as an Adeptus to cheat people out of their money? Ugh, how dare you reprove me? I bet you came here looking for the Adepti yourself.
He might sorta have a point. We did come here looking for Ganyu after all.
Enough. Doesn't matter if you're a real Adeptus or not. You're useless. I'm leaving.
Vaya
Nobody's
puto borde,
stopping
¿no?
you. Ganyu, don't let that guy ruin your mood.
Dale un flechazo en la cara, ya
It's
verás
not
cómo no
his
vuelve.
behavior. The things he said, he was right. I thought that coming back to Jueyun
Meter un
Karst and
flechazo y
devoting
congélale.
myself to training would make me feel like an Adeptus again. But being questioned by him made me realize that But I'm unwelcome in Liyue Harbor. As an Adeptus,
It's true. Just believe us.
Alright. I'll go with you to Liyue Harbor. That said, I still trust my initial judgment. If I'm proven right, I'll return to Jueyun Karst once again.
It's a step in the right direction. Let's go.
Vale, ya estoy. Me han traído comida. Vale. Estoy jugando con una mano, pues tengo comida en la otra. Pero bueno, ahora termino.
I'm still...
Come on, Ganyu. We're almost there. You don't want to turn back now, do you?
I suppose you have a point. It would be quite impolite of me to leave the two of you now.
That's right. Where do you want to go first, then?
I've spent too much time in the mountains. The first thing that comes to my mind is the sea. Let's go for a walk in the port.
Happy to come with.
Ahora es cuando viene la parte aburrida de las misiones. Es literalmente, ve a este sitio, ten un diálogo. Ve a este otro sitio, ten otro diálogo. Y así. Creo que tardo menos si hago TP al puerto. Sí, porque quiere ir ahí. Vamos a hacer TP. Ve a este sitio, conversación. Ve a este otro sitio, conversación. Voy a coger las plantas que hay aquí. Debería haber... Ah, joder, no la veía. Luego normalmente hay 3 o 4 aquí. ¿Tengo, por cierto, expediciones pendientes? No. No tengo expediciones pendientes.
The sound of the waves in this familiar port. The smell of the sea breeze makes me nostalgic.
Ganyu, you didn't leave Liyue for that long. Why do you look so moved?
Well, I used to be so busy. I haven't taken a stroll around here in a long time.
Huh, that's true. Ganyu seemed to be working all the time.
Well, when I think about my time here, I've spent most of it behind a desk filing documents. It put me in a certain mood, similar to the one I felt during my training in Juyun Karst, in fact.
Why, isn't it little Miss Ganyu? I wouldn't have thought I'd meet you here. You were always so terribly busy.
This old man called her Little Miss Ganyu.
Allow me to introduce Uncle Tien. He is...
That's all right. Just tell them the truth. They have done so much for Liyue after all, and I am the one who has yet to introduce myself.
Uncle Tien is a member of the Liyue Qixing, the Tianshu.
What? This grandpa is a member of the Qixing? The same rank as Ningguang?
Hush now. I must ask for your discretion concerning my identity. Fishing in the port and strolling about are the greatest pleasures of my life. I have no wish to be followed around by those armed guards. In most people's eyes, I'm just a forgetful and wordy old man.
Uncle Tien is too modest. He's been around for a long time. There's no one who can replace a person of such noble character.
Oh, little Miss Ganyu. Your kind words make me feel that my decades of hard work haven't been in vain.
Uncle Tien, a person of your standing should really stop calling me Little Miss Ganyu.
Oh, my apologies. It's not intentional, just a childhood habit of mine. Thank you for looking after me when I first ascended to my position in the Qixing.
Oh, so you've been friends for many decades now, huh?
Oh, I was just fulfilling my duties as the Qixing secretary. It's nothing worthy of your gratitude.
Talking about secretaries... Oh, I don't know if I should bring it up. Ganyu, I believe you know my daughter, Huixin. She seems to be a bit troubled recently.
Yes, she works at Yua High Pavilion and she's my junior. How can I help her?
I don't know myself, really. She's all grown up now and doesn't like to ask for my help. May I trouble you to meet her at UAI Pavilion? She just needs a bit of guidance.
With pleasure. Solving the Qixing's problems has always been in my job description.
She's back in character, just like that, huh? Let's move then, to Yuhai Pavilion.
Y ahora es cuando vamos a otra parte del mapa y tenemos otra conversación. Y así son todas las misiones legendarias. ¡Ey, cofre!
Miss Ganyu, it's been too long. I don't know why, but seeing you brings me a sense of peace in these chaotic times.
Indeed, it has been a while, Huixin. I'm flattered, but aren't you exaggerating a little? I heard that you've encountered some problems and came to see if I could be of some help.
My father asked you to come, didn't he? Abusing his status as a member of the Qixing to trouble you.
Don't worry. I'm always happy to help a junior colleague from Yua High Pavilion.
Ganyu's not only a competent secretary, but also a great mentor.
So, what can you tell me about the problem?
Ugh, where should I start?
I discovered something strange while organizing tax records. There are obvious irregularities in the tax declarations of 2 stores, Second Life and Wanyo Boutique. However, whether I question the shopkeepers or check their accounts, I can't seem to make any progress with my investigation. Without any evidence, my hands are tied.
I see.
A mí están blanqueando
It's not
dinero.
uncommon for merchants to be blinded by greed.
Well, is there any solution you can advise?
Blanqueando dinero en Liyue.
I've dealt with similar issues hundreds of times. Give me a
Defraudando
moment to
Hacienda.
consider the best approach in this scenario. All right. Let's approach it this way then. Your enemy knows you best.
Huh?
If I remember correctly, Second Life and Wanyo Boutique are old business rivals, competing for market share due to their similar wares. In that case...
In that case... I know what you mean, Miss Ganyu.
Exactly. Let's start with Wanyo Boutique. The owner's name is... Bolai, isn't it?
Yes, you're right. Follow me, please.
Vamos a otro punto del mapa a tener otra conversación.
Aha! We meet again, traveler. And you must be from the Yuehai Pavilion? I suppose you're about to place a big order. I'd be honored to offer you my wares.
That won't be necessary, Mr. Bolai. Wanyo Boutique's credit is not sufficient to accept orders directly from Yuehai Pavilion. Should we need to place such an order, we would certainly go to Second Life instead.
What? Second Life? Ugh. That rascal Dongshan. He's stealing all of my customers.
Well, Second Life's credit has always been excellent, and based on their tax records, their business is thriving.
Tax records? Thriving?
Huh. Is there anything you'd like to share with us, Mr. Bolai?
Don't let that rascal fool you. I know his dirty tricks best. If you don't believe me, show me his tax records. I'm sure I'll find something fishy in there.
You know Second Life's business so well?
Of course. Their every transaction makes my blood boil. I'd rather lose money myself than see that rascal make some.
Well then, please look over this tax record. We'll review Second Life's credit based on your observations.
Oh, of course. I'll read very, very carefully. Line by line and word by word. Ah, here, I found it! That exquisite wooden furniture set he bought from Fanmu Carpenters at the beginning of the year. Ugh, he even flaunted it in front of me. Look at the tax record. Not a word about that furniture. And he kept all the profit for himself.
I see. He must have gotten rid of all the documents related to this transaction. No wonder there was no trace of it.
I told you so. Just as I expected. Ugh, I can't wait to watch him squirm.
But, Ms. Ganyu, despite all this, can't he just flat out deny ever making this transaction?
He might have destroyed all the evidence, but I believe the supplier, Fanmu Carpenters, might still have some proof of it.
Aha, you're right. Master Lu from Fanmu Carpenters must still have the invoice. He wouldn't be swayed by the likes of Dongshan.
I hope so. Let's go to Fanmu Carpenters. It should be near Chingsa Village. Thank you for shining a light on this case, Mr. Bolai.
Oh, please, that's nothing. I just hope you won't be lenient with him once you find the evidence. That's the best way to show your gratitude.
I'm afraid I can't go to Chingsa Village.
It's all right, Weishin. You can stay in Liyue Harbor and finish your work. Leave the rest to us.
Ah, that's so considerate of you. Still, I'm sorry to trouble you like that.
Vale. Tenemos que ir a la aldea Chinse, que está en la otra punta del mapa. Ahí. Vamos a tener otra conversación súper interesante de cómo evaden impuestos. Voy a aprovechar a coger los materiales. ¿Pone que hay más materiales aquí? ¿O estarán abajo? Creo que están abajo. Maestro Lu.
Ah, welcome, welcome. How can an old carpenter like me help you? I'm usually happy to take new apprentices, but I'm afraid I can't take too many at once. But I'm always around if you're keen for a chat.
Kingsa really is full of lonely old people.
Hey, I heard that, Flying One.
Paimon's sorry.
Master Lu, we've just come to see you and ask you some questions.
Don't worry, I know. You're from the Yuehai Pavilion, right? Why would the Qixing care about an old man like me? Well, whatever. You said that you want to ask me something. Ask away, then.
You're very direct, Master Lu. I will be plain. We're looking for proof that Dongsheng from Second Life has been evading taxation. Dongsheng bought some furniture from you at the beginning of the year. Do you still have the invoice or any other record of that transaction?
Oh, it's about Second Life. It was a big order. How could I forget?
Sure enough, Mr. Balai was right. Could we perhaps borrow that invoice? We won't have any evidence to bring against Dongsheng otherwise.
Of course you can. But I'm not so sprightly anymore.
What's that supposed to mean?
I only do my woodwork and display finished wares here at Fanmu Carpenters. As for old documents and such, I keep them all in a warehouse west of here. But some troublemakers have recently moved there, invading my warehouse. I tried to drive them away, but they just wouldn't leave. Since you need that invoice anyway, it may be best to get it from the warehouse yourself. And while you're at it, you can teach those louts a lesson.
So that's what happened. I see.
I'll leave you to it then. I need to get back to work.
Take back the warehouse, find the invoice. Time for us to show our stuff in a fight.
Wait, I think I saw one of those troublemakers. Ah, over there.
Oh, Paimon sees them too. It's one of the Fatui.
They must be plotting something against Liyue Harbor.
Maybe they're the scoundrels who invaded Master Lu's warehouse.
Ever since Ocei attacked the harbor, the Fatui's reputation in Liyue has reached rock bottom. We won't cause a serious diplomatic crisis by getting into some small scuffle with the Fatui within our borders. You need not worry. Besides, I can already feel their malicious intentions. Consider it my intuition as the secretary of the Qixing.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's go teach him a lesson.
Swift and merciful.
Orders given. Orders received. Oh.
It's time for a flash
Spirit Blade! Attack!
to the bone.
Take cover!
One with my blade!
You scoundrels!
I think you've had enough. About time you tell us your plan. No?
Plan? What plan?
We just taught you a lesson, but clearly you weren't paying attention. If you don't spill whatever you're scheming against Liyue, we'll be forced to use harsher methods.
I'm telling the truth. There's no scheme.
If you're telling the truth, then why would you, a member of the Fatui, suddenly appear on the outskirts of Qingce village?
Fine. If you really want to know, then, well, I was about to.
About to... what?
Pick berries over there.
I must admit, I didn't expect you to come up with such a silly excuse.
It's not an excuse. I rarely have a free morning, and I heard that there were fresh berries in this area. Think about it. I'm here alone, and Qingce Village is nothing more than a retirement spot for old people. What could I be scheming anyway?
Judging by how he's looking at us, it does seem like he feels like he's the victim here.
So you have nothing to do with the occupation of Fanmu Carpenter's warehouse?
Fanmu Carpenter's warehouse? Where's that? I swear, I only came here to pick berries, that's all.
So it wasn't the Fatui who took over Master Lu's warehouse after all.
I also feel that he's telling the truth.
Whoopsie!
I misjudged the situation and offended you. My apologies. Our exchange only represents my personal views. If you wish it so, you can file a complaint to the Ministry of Civil Affairs.
Exchange? This woman, she's clearly aware that the Ministry of Civil Affairs wouldn't side with us, Fatui.
Yes, precisely. As an alternative, you may try to solve this problem with force once again.
Paimon's in!
Darn you. How can you wear that solemn face while bullying me like this?
What's your choice, then?
I'll get back to my berries.
Espectacular misión.
What a bittersweet ending.
I made a laughingstock out of myself. I might have spent too much time away from work. My intuition is not as accurate as it used to be.
No worries. It's always nice to teach the Fatui a lesson.
Let's keep moving towards Master Lu's warehouse. Our goal is to get the invoice, after all.
Espectacular misión. Una trama... Pff, madre mía, vaya trama. ¿Dónde están las plantas estas que estoy buscando? Pone que por aquí hay algo. Ah, es esto. Pero por aquí creo que había plantas. Las vallas estas rojas son las que necesito. Pero creo que esto no me va a llevar a ellas. Esto no me va a llevar a ellas. Vale, tengo que ir al almacén allí.
So this is the warehouse. Seems like those troublemakers were nothing more than a few yard churls. Let's show them what we got.
Submit or judgment. Force my plan. Get back!
No te caigas. Ah, toma por culo.
One with my blade.
Clear! Quick, let's look around for the invoice.
Vale, creo que no me dejo materiales en ningún sitio. Aquí imagino que estará la factura.
Invoice from One Man Restaurant. Some dining tables and chairs. That's not it. This one is Wangsheng Funeral Parlors. Oh, so they make coffins too. This one is
Aquí está.
Second Lives. We finally found it. Let's bring this invoice back to Huishin.
Vale, antes de hacer TP quiero venir por aquí porque sé que en este puente... Sé que por aquí están las plantas estas que busco. Estas son las plantas que busco. El chile. Y sé que en este puente hay. No se supone que había aquí. Mira, esta también la necesito, esta planta. Para mejorar a Kiki. La campanilla esta. Y tiene que haber... ¿Era aquí? Ah, no, era allí, en esa islita. La planta que necesito. Pone que por aquí hay más. Vale, pone que por aquí hay más, pero creo que esa es la otra planta que no me interesa. Mira, que me interesa es el chile este. Y sé que aquí hay. Y creo que allí al otro lado de la orilla creo que también hay. ¿No me parece un spawn de chile ahí? No. No sé por qué me suena. Me suena que en este camino... Sí, míralo. Aquí tenemos más. Vale, aquí hay también. Eso no quería hacer TP porque sabía que por aquí tenía cosetas interesantes. Vale, eso es la planta azul. No me interesa tanto la planta azul. Me interesa más mirar por aquí arriba. No sé si hay algún otro spawn de chile. Creo que sí había alguno por aquí. Esos son vallas. Creo que había otra planta de chile por aquí. Según el... Ah, ahí está. Vale. Creo que está todo o casi todo. He completado el de... Sí, coger objetos típicos, completado. Perfecto. 8 cristales de estos, maravilloso. Vale, vamos a seguir con la misión, ahora sí. Tenemos que ir a dónde. Tenemos que bajar otra vez a Liyue. Aquí, vale. Tendremos que hablar otra vez con la hija del... Con la hija del señor este. Y llevarle la factura.
Ms. Ganyu, you're back. I hope it wasn't too much trouble rushing about like that.
I promise to help you and I'll keep my word. Nothing to worry about. Look, it's the invoice for the transaction between Second Life and Fanmu Carpenters. We've brought it back.
Oh, thank you so much. Now we can solve this problem.
Agreed. How about we go to Second Life and have a nice chat with the owner?
Vale, ya que estoy aquí voy a aprovechar a coger estas plantas. Vale, tenemos que ir a la tienda esta que está ahí. Perfecto, vamos a hacer TP. Terminamos la misión legendaria, tiro de banner y listo.
Isn't it Huixing from the Yuehai Pavilion? I remember you. I told you that all of my transactions are included in the records. My tax declarations are scrupulous as well. I do hope that my business won't be affected by any groundless accusations.
Groundless accusations? Mr. Dongsheng, you seem very sure of yourself. But I sincerely advise that you cease this behavior immediately. It is liable to affect the fine you'll need to pay in the end.
No. I'm an honest merchant. I would never get involved with any fraudulent sources of profit.
Haven't I made myself clear? Mr. Dongsheng, you've already been proven guilty of tax evasion. I just came here to see if you'd confess.
What? Proven guilty? How come? That's impossible. Absolutely absurd.
He's talking without rhyme or reason. Must be crumbling under Ganyu's pressure. Time for the finishing blow!
Mr. Dongsheng, can you tell me what this is?
It's an invoice from Fanmu Carpenters. I'm Master Lu. I didn't...
Do you admit to tax evasion? This transaction was absent from the tax record.
I didn't think you'd find out. I didn't leave a single trace.
Indeed. We wouldn't have found out if it weren't for Mr. Boalai's aid.
Balai? That imp from Wanyo Boutique? So he told on me behind my back. He's got his own share of dirty laundry.
Oh? Mr. Dongsheng, I'd like to hear a little more about this dirty laundry. Would you care to elaborate? I don't think you'll need my guidance for what comes next.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Ganyu. I can take it from here.
That's good.
I must say, you're truly impressive, Ms. Ganyu. Your enemy knows you best. To think, you came up with this plan and executed it so masterfully.
It's actually one of your father's, the Tianshu's, old tricks. I just took some inspiration from it.
My father?
Pitting your opponent against their enemies and watching them drag each other down from an advantageous position, that's how Uncle Tian managed to keep his position in the Qixing secure for so many years. I figured that as Uncle Tian's daughter, you'd naturally grasp your father's strategies. So, I decided to use one of your father's tricks and play it out for you to see.
I can see it now. Clearly, I still have a lot to learn about my father. I'm really grateful, Ms. Ganyu. You're the kindest mentor I've ever had. thank you.
Ganyu solved both Huishin's work and family problems. 2 birds with 1 stone.
Oh, you've helped me so much. You must allow me to repay your kindness.
That's not necessary. No need to be so serious. It was nothing, really.
Then let me treat you to a meal, hm? The Traveler and Paimon are invited as well. I appreciate your help.
Alright, come on, Ganyu. Just say yes. Let's eat.
Paimon con tal de comer.
If it's just a meal, there's no reason for me to decline. It'll be my pleasure, Huishin.
Paimon, si hay comida, va de cabeza.
Actually, I've already booked Senor Kiosk. I need a moment to prepare everything first. Let's meet there in a while.
All right. We dare not refuse such generosity.
Voy a comer al kiosco de Shinyue. Vale, ¿está muy lejos esto? No. Es aquí donde vine a comer con Zhongli. O Zhongli. No va a haber nada aquí interesante, ¿no? Que pueda coger. Digo, a ver si hay algún coleccionable o algún cofre, alguna cosa, pero parece que no. Vale, ¿qué tengo que hacer? ¿Tengo que hablar con ella o sentarme? Imagino que... Ah, no, tengo que hablar con ella.
Miss Ganyu, thank you for accepting my invitation. And as for the two of you, your presence is also much appreciated.
Te sientas al otro lado de la mesa, como si no fuese contigo. Te pones ahí a comer solo, marginado.
That's so kind of you, Huishin. You went to great lengths to organize this.
Truth be told, apart from thanking you for all the help, there's something I'd like to tell you.
Oh? If there's anything I can help you with, just tell me straight away. No need to hesitate.
No, por favor, quiero que acabe ya la misión.
No, I don't really need help. Could you just listen for a bit?
With pleasure.
When I was a little girl, my father used to tell me many stories about you, Miss Ganyu. Even though I have the utmost respect for my father, I always admired how gentle and reliable you are. I've only decided to join the Yuhai Pavilion staff because I've always looked up to you.
I didn't know that you think so highly of me.
However, in reality, working at the Yuhai Pavilion turned out to be an arduous task. I can't compare myself to such an outstanding secretary like you. I often doubt myself as a result.
I disagree. You're a great secretary in your own right.
Thank you. Over the years, I became a mother, too.
Huh? So Uncle Tian is a grandpa!
Influenced by my youthful ideals, she followed my footsteps and came to be a secretary at the Yuhai Pavilion, too. At first, I was worried about her. It's not an easy job, after all. To tell the truth, I'm still unsure if she's capable enough. But after all that happened this time, I've made up my mind to support her choice.
So, what made you change your mind?
The fact that she'll have you, Ms. Ganyu, as her senior colleague. You'll help her, gentle as always, and tell her your mom used to do it like that. It'd be such a beautiful moment. If it's not too much to ask for, she might still need your guidance in 20+ years, too.
Huishin, I never thought that I meant so much to you.
Just like when you showed me my father's trick. Having you as their witness makes people feel at ease.
Witness? It's true that I've witnessed thousands of years of Liyue Harbor's history. All the changes it's gone through, the stories of its people. but I've always regarded it as nothing more than the source of my loneliness. Huixin, you don't know how important those words are to me. You've made me realize that I share another connection with the people of Liyue Harbor, apart from my contract with Rex Lapis. They rely on me, accept me, and long for me to bear witness to their stories.
Of course. You're irreplaceable to us.
That's right. That's why I can't disappoint you.
Hooray! Ganyu's finally cheered up!
Even if I've really been supplanted, I wish to fight for my place. I won't let you down. I'm going to fulfill my contract and keep working as the Qixing's secretary. Regardless, I'll go back and see for myself. I'm afraid that it might have all become a mess during my absence. No time to waste. Let's get back to work.
Good luck, Miss Ganyu.
We're leaving already? I'm still hungry.
Pobre Paimon. Vale. Imagino que volveremos a hablar con las secretarias. Ganyu se dará cuenta de que en Liyue la necesitan y la quieren y se quedará y será feliz y ya está. Y terminaremos la misión legendaria. Tiraré el banner, me saldrá Ganyu y ya está. Y todos contentos y felices. Pero bueno, si no me sale Ganyu y me sale Diluc, pues no pasa nada, ¿sabes? No pasa tampoco nada si me sale Diluc en lugar de Ganyu en el banner. Pero bueno, ya se verá. Ahora es cuando me toca literalmente todo azules en el banner. No me sale ni siquiera un objeto morado.
Baisha, are you okay? Did you fall asleep standing up? Look! Look who's back!
You even have enough time for leisure? It seems you three are a suitable replacement for me after all.
Not at all. We've been working for too long. If we didn't take a break...
We wouldn't have survived long enough to see you again, Miss Ganyu.
Miss Ganyu, we've missed you.
That's so kind of you all, given we've only met once.
We've been praying day and night for you to return and take over your duties again.
To us, you're like an adeptus coming down to the human world to save all life.
Forget all our envious complaints from before. Just free us from this strenuous work, please.
All right, I see. Please divide the matters at hand into government affairs, business affairs, and civil affairs. Mark out the tasks that haven't been started, and those that are in progress. I'll take care of the rest.
Of course. We'll do it right away.
Oh, finally. We're saved.
Yes. There's one more thing. I'd like to earnestly thank you, Traveler. If it weren't for your companionship, I would still be embroiled in my inner conflict right now.
Me alegro que estés mejor, hombre.
To think that I'd gained a human friend outside of work. It makes me happier than I could have imagined. I'd like to repay you when I'm done with the work at hand. What would you say if I accompanied you on one of your trips?
Si tiro del banner y me sales en el banner, yo encantado.
Let's cross that bridge when we come to it, shall we?
Ya está, si ahora tiro del banner y me sale en el banner, yo encantadísimo, ¿eh? No voy a decir que no. 60 protogemas, 3 libros de experiencia. Con esto termino la misión. Completado. Esto hecho, esto hecho. Pues ya estaría todo. Misiones no debería haber nada. ¿Qué misión tengo aquí? Ofrece un estofado de gemas deliciosos. Ah, vale, pero esto es otra cosa. Vale, esto es otra misión de Mondstadt. Nada. Vale, pues vamos a tirar de banner. Vamos a tirar del banner de Ganyu. Y ya está. Y terminamos aquí el directo. Vamos allá, Garchapón. Ganyu, si me sale Noel o Xianlin, preferiblemente Noel, la verdad, pues mejor, pero oye, lo que salga. Vamos allá. Por favor. Morado. Morado. Morado no es... No es Ganyu. Morado no es Ganyu. Me ha engañado. Me ha engañado Ganyu, ¿eh? Espada de Favonius. Espero que esta no sea la única morada que haya, porque si no va a ser bastante F. Por favor, un personaje aunque sea. Por favor, un personaje aunque sea. Ay, Dios. Ay, Dios. Vaya basura. Vaya basura. Espectacular. ¿Cuánto necesito? 1120. Vaya basura. Vaya basura. Vaya basura de banner. Espectacular. Espectacular. Vaya basura de banner. A ver, tengo 800. Necesito 1120. No. Comprando esto no consigo tirar otra vez el banner. No consigo tirar otra vez de banner si compro uno de estos. Vaya basura. Vaya basura me ha tocado. Vaya basura me ha tocado. Pues nada, pues ya está. Ha sido... Creo que ha sido el banner más lamentable que me podía haber tocado. Tengo la espada de Favonius repetida. Como vale, la puedo refinar. Pero ya está, eso es todo. La refino. Refinar. Tengo que quitarle la cadenita. Por favor, ¿puedo refinarla? Gracias, refinar. Y ya está, con esto tengo un 70% de probabilidad de generar una partícula elemental con un golpe crítico. Regeneran 6 puntos de energía para el personaje. Puede ocurrir cada 10 segundos y medio. Es que encima es mala. Es que encima es una basura. Pero bueno, es lo que hay. Hemos tenido un poco de mala suerte con esta tirada. Hemos tenido un poco bastante de mala suerte. Pero bueno, ya está. A veces se tiene suerte con las tiradas, a veces no. Así que nada, lo dejo ya por aquí. Hemos hecho todo lo que teníamos pendiente. Y ya digo, no creo que haga ahora muchos directos de Genshin Impact tan a menudo, porque es eso, tengo que... Vamos, no tengo literalmente nada que hacer. Las misiones ya están todas completadas. Esta es una misión de mundo, que ya está. Simplemente es una misión de mundo, no tiene ninguna importancia ni ninguna relevancia para la historia. Y simplemente los personajes me intento conectar diariamente para los personajes ir subiéndolos de nivel, más o menos. Tengo aquí el equipo este ya casi 68, 70, 70, 60, 60. Y el equipo principal pues 80, 70, 70, 70. Y nada, básicamente lo que estoy haciendo es simplemente me intento conectar al día, hacer las misiones diarias, gastar un poco la resina, ir leveleando a los personajes y poco más. Y en el momento que tenga los personajes a un nivel bastante decente, pues el objetivo será ir a completar el abismo, los niveles más difíciles del abismo y poco más. Así que nada, como no tengo nada más que hacer, por lo menos no de momento, ya gastar esta resina cuando sea. Pero ahora voy a dejarlo ya por hoy, me voy a marchar a cenar y ya está. Así que nada, me despido por aquí, un saludo a la gente que haya pasado por el directo y nos vemos en el próximo. Adiós.